Good evening, YouTube family. Christ has risen. Indeed, he has risen. I would like to share with you the latest headline news regarding North Korea that you're not going to hear with the general mass media. This just in, about 6 hours ago, North Korea on maximum alert. Pyongyang tells Washington its nuclear weapons are not an illusion following the U.S. threats. North Korea has warned its army that it's on maximum alert after the U.S. Vice President visited the heavily militarized border between the two Koreas and reiterated Washington's position that all options are on the table in dealing with Pyongyang. It goes on to say that North Korea's deputy foreign minister told Al Jazeera in an exclusive interview on Monday, which is today, that Donald Trump's administration should look at the world with open eyes. The time of dictating orders by brandishing the U.S. military might has gone. If those businessmen in power in the U.S. thought of intimidating us by any military or sanctioned threats, as the Barack Obama administration used to do and failed, they will soon find out such threats are useless, he said. Anyway, I'm going to go on and play you this video here with the interview. And I will show you also this parade where they showcased their military on Saturday, their new missiles that they did on the Day of the Sun, their pagan holiday in which they worship the great-grandfather of the current president, who is the founder of North Korea 105 years ago. And they believe he's the sun god. Yes, they certainly do. And they had their biggest holiday of the year called the Day of the Sun. Of course, North Korea is the #1 country out of all the world that kills Christians. They're ranked #1. I believe China is #2. At any rate, here is the interview, and I have a whole bunch of videos I'm going to be uploading, so please tune into my channel, subscribe, hit the bell, give me a thumbs up, support my channel, and forward my videos, and you will see as you get the alerts, I'm going to be posting a whole bunch of them on this crisis going on right now regarding North Korea. So I'm going to play you the video, but before I play you the video, I do want to share with you a little verse here from Matthew chapter 24, where the disciples asked the Lord, when will be the coming of the end of the world? And then Jesus answered them and said, take heed that no one deceives you, for many will come in my name saying, I am the Christ, and will deceive many. And you will hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that your heart be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass. But the end is not yet. For nation will rise against nation, and kingdom will rise against kingdom. And there will be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in various places. All these are just the beginning of sorrows. Then they will deliver you up to tribulation and kill you, and you will be hated by all nations for my name's sake. And then many will be offended, will betray one another, and will hate one another. Then many false prophets will rise and deceive many. And because lawlessness will abound, the love of many will grow cold. So let's go on and play this video here.
North Korea's military might on display. The government says it's ready to defend itself, even with nuclear weapons, against any aggression by the United States. So, is the Korean peninsula headed for war? This is Inside Story. Welcome to the programme. I'm Sahil Rahman. Now, tension on the Korean peninsula has increased since President Donald Trump threatened to act against North Korea's continued missile tests and nuclear ambitions. There have been concerns that Pyongyang is getting ready to launch another nuclear or missile test. And on Saturday, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un watched as his military put on a large parade that featured what some are calling new intercontinental missiles. So what does this all mean for the region that's already on edge? We'll put those questions to our guests in a moment, but first, Craig Gleeson has the latest from Seoul.
It's a chance for North Korea and leader Kim Jong-un to show the world some muscle. Military specialists keep a close eye on Pyongyang's military parades for clues about developments in the North's capabilities. And today, they were not disappointed. First came submarine-launched ballistic missiles, armed with new technology. And the new Pukgungsung-2, or Polaris, medium-range missiles, never before seen in public. But what took most by surprise was the public unveiling of an apparently new intercontinental ballistic missile. There are fears that the North could develop a nuclear warhead small enough to fit it and strike US soil. It all comes on the biggest day of the year for North Koreans, a time to celebrate the country's identity. But this year, the Day of the Sun is coming amid growing international fears of North Korea's nuclear threat and rising tensions between Washington, D.C. and Pyongyang.
If the United States wages reckless provocation against us, our revolutionary power will instantly counter it with an annihilating strike, and we will respond to full-out war with full-out war, and to nuclear war with our style of nuclear strike warfare.
The United States and South Korea have been conducting war games off the coast, which the North sees as practice for an invasion. US President Donald Trump has also been tweeting on the issue, saying that the North is looking for trouble.
You have two of the most unpredictable people on the world stage facing off against each other. You have armed armadas in position, and you have 11,000, reportedly, pieces of artillery aimed at Seoul. It's an explosive situation. The question is, how will it be resolved?
Craig Gleeson, Seoul for Inside Story.
So far this year, North Korea has fired at least 7 missiles. In January, Kim Jong-un said North Korea was in the final stage of preparing to test launch an intercontinental ballistic missile during his New Year address. The following month, it test-fired a new type of surface-to-surface medium-range ballistic missile in the western province of North Pyongan. In March, North Korea launched 4 ballistic missiles. They're believed to be an exercise targeting US military bases in Japan. And the most recent test happened on April the 5th, when North Korea fired a missile into the sea off its eastern coast. Well, let's bring in our guests. In Beijing, Aina Tangen is a China analyst and an independent advisor to the Chinese government on economic development issues. In Busan, South Korea, Robert Kelly, Professor of Political Science and Diplomacy at Busan National University. And in Singapore,